What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be your Black Ink Crew season. Oh shoot, I just looked at it. But season something, episode something. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Um, so the episode starts off. We doing a little hazing of little young Dez. He's cleaning up the shop, and of course I got him doing all the grunt work and everything. See, he's talking about how Dez made himself a little too comfortable at his house, but I think Caesar's one of those people that just enjoys having his own space. Remember when his daughter's mother and his daughter moved in when there was something going on at their apartment, and he just likes having his own space, and he's extra anyway, so he was like, hey, he was doing too much. I'm like, oh, see, this is all good. You could tell it's all love, though. It's all love. But he ready for Sky to get her ass back because he got some bones to pick with Sky. And so Sky comes back. I ain't going to delay it. Sky comes back and she's excited. She has an opportunity to open up a boutique. Somebody has reached out to her and she said, hey, with my fashion sense, somebody wants to give me a store. I'm going to, hey, it's an opportunity for me down in Miami. I think it's great. So Caesar was like, hold up. First of all, how you just leave town and don't tell your boss? Then you come back talking about you opening up your own business. Now, there were a few points C's made that were valid, but his overall argument was bullshit. The points that he made was valid was one, he said, look, when I first, because it was two separate scenes, I'm just going to combine the two. When I first started my business, I know how hard it was. I know how hard it was to focus on just one shop. He said, how are you going to help me run Black Ink and be running back and forth to Miami for that shop? That was a valid point. Two, I'm your boss. Like, at the end of the day, I'm your boss. And you just ran out and didn't tell nobody nothing. And you left me with your son. Now, that goes back to C's just not just running his shop any old kind of way. Now, that's been a big criticism of Black Ink Crew New York and Chicago because the hell? You know what I mean? Like, they do what they want to do anyway. Like, I ain't never seen a place that just work like this. And a lot of it is for the show. And that's fine. But, so C's, don't get mad now because she doing what everybody else do, what they've been doing. But overall, C's was just being a hater. I feel like there's a little jealousy there. I feel like there's a little, because he just kept going back to me, and my shop, and my dreams, and mine. And I'm like, but these may not always be hers. Like, and that's what she said. She said, I never said I was leaving Black Ink. I just want something for me. Like, why are you hating on the fact that I want something for me? And I think that was really, really selfish of Caesar. Like, I just think that was really kind of fucked up on Caesar's part, that he didn't want her to do this. And then he kept talking and he kept talking and he kept talking. And the more he talked, the madder she got and the more determined she got. She said, to the point where he was just like basically talking like she couldn't, like she wasn't smart enough to do it. And women just this is more for, he never said woman versus man or smart versus dumb. But that's what it came out as. It came out as me, alpha male, you woman. Let me bring home the meat, you cook it. I'm smart. You're not smart enough to do this. Like, it takes a lot to run a business, and I just don't think you got what it takes. And so, the more and more he talked, I believe the madder and madder she got. And now she said, I'm even more determined to prove to him that I can do this. And so, but I can't believe that he was so upset and he was being so selfish about it and just really only seeing it from his point of view. Like, I just felt like that was kind of fucked up, that he was just being so zoned in on his needs and wants and how it was affecting him and not happy for her. Like, and she said, can I grow? Can I evolve? I can't never do nothing else but Black Ink. Like, that's it for the rest of my life. I'm just going to do Black Ink. I can never have anything more in my life. And I think that's a really selfish way for him to look at it, and just a very one-sided way for him to look at it. And I really hope that was for the show and that wasn't really how he truly felt, basically, because he came off as a narcissist and a chauvinist, and it just wasn't a good look. Caesar's a lot of things, but I always saw him to be supportive and to uplift his friends and family. And in that moment, he just wasn't. And I think Sky was really hurt by that. She even talked to her son about it, and he gave her some advice to go and talk to him. And when she went to talk to him, it just wasn't any better. Like, it was just horrible. It just really wasn't. And to me, it just came off as a lot of hating, and that's what Sky said. Sky said he's just being a hater. Like, that's what he is being a hater. So, Another storyline. Donna comes in. She apologizes. Caesar lets her comes back. You know, she apologized. She said, I know that I really didn't have any right to tell you who you could and couldn't, hire working your shop. And I apologize. I was just upset about Jada, about Jada getting fired. And I really wanted Jada to get her job back, blah, 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 blah. Caesar said, I know Donna crazy and she stepped out of line. But, at the end of the day, she been here from the beginning. And I would never, throw one of my originals, out like that, and I'm crazy for taking her back, but, she here. And of course he gave her the, but if you step out of line, you fired. No, she's not. And she knows she's not. She's not. Nobody in that shop is fired. Ever. Except for Jada, it seems like. Jada seemed like the only person that ever permanently got fired and stayed fired. Well, I shouldn't say that because I haven't been watching the show from the beginning. But from what I know, because, even, your boy, the dude that went and started his own shop, he left. But anyway. So, alright. Then we have, Melanie and her boyfriend. Things just aren't getting better. She's just really upset. She's been trying to stay away from the crowd, doing her tattoos, but doing them late at night or early in the morning when she can sort of kind of get away. And, they're just not getting any better. And, she's really upset and she's really heartbroken. And you see her actually, there's a scene with the two of them. And she's like, she said basically we're just roommates. Like we don't talk. The tension is so great. And so she talks to him and says, look, I really hate the tension. I really hate how things have gotten between us. And I'll do whatever it takes for us to fix this. I love you. I don't want to lose my family. I don't want to. And she even said, I don't want to lose my son. And I'm like, why would you lose your son? You might lose him, but why would you lose your son? Like, unless it's, something going on that we don't know about. And, he told her, he said, the energy, the love, he said, it's just off and it's gone. And, I just don't feel for you the way I used to. And it's gone. He said, and I'm sorry, but I just can't do this anymore. And he walked out. So I'm assuming that they done broke up. And it was hard. She was very upset. She was crying. It was a hard scene, But unfortunately in life, these types of things happen. And I hate it. And especially when it's one-sided. Like, she's like, look, things are off, things are different, but I'm willing to try to work this out. I want to fix this. And on his end, he was like, yeah, it's nothing to fix. I'm done. Like, it's a wrap for me. And I just was like, wow, that's really sad. You know what I mean? Like, I really felt bad for her. But that's pretty much how that went down with Melanie, So, Donna got hired again, so she made an effort to, make up with Toki. She apologized. She said, I never really gave you a real shot because, I wanted my friend Jada here and I apologize, but, let's start over. Let's get to know each other, let's hug it out. And, Toki was like, hey, if you're willing to work on it, I'm willing to work on it. And so Donna said, of course, let's celebrate by having a girls' night. We'll get to that. We also get to see Toki's mom in this episode. Toki's mom came to visit. Now, Toki's mom is from Thailand and her dad is from Detroit. So she said, they lived in the South. So she said, life was really hard for them growing up with the whole biracial situation and then with the sexual abuse, which it sounds like it may have been a family member or something because her mom knew who it was. And, they talked about it and they cried about it, about the abuse and about the effects of the abuse. And, her mom said, look, we've always stuck together. We've always been able to do our own thing. And we're just going to push that negativity out. Like, why he called you, I don't know. But we're not going to even, give it any breath, And it was a moment. It was a moment, It was a moment. Alright, so we got the girls' night. Girls' night, Donna then rented a loft. Now, I don't know if this is the same loft that she rented last week to do her tattoos out of. And she just still got a month's lease, so she decided to go on and have this party. Because, hell, if you didn't pay for the space, you might as well go on and do it up. But neither here nor there. She had a space that she, got a pool table and all that good stuff. And all the girls were there, including Kitty. Sky wasn't there, but Kitty was there. She said, I'm mad at Caesar right now, but I'm always good for, girls' night out with my girls. So, Tati's there, Toki, Bay, Kitty, and Donna. Honey, they done got strippers. And they done got the good strippers. Because they done had to blur it all out from the minute they walked in the door. They ain't coming in no fireman outfit that they had to rip off. They walked up in the door on some shit, right? And they are partying. I mean, they getting it in. They are having themselves a good old time, honey. They got whips and they got face mask. And, I mean, they having a good time. They are getting it in. You know, they on the pool table dancing and all that good stuff, you know. Now, Jada shows up. Now, what's interesting is in this scene, Jada showed up and she had her stomach covered, which she doesn't do often. And I thought, well, maybe she's starting to show. Because, you know, this whole pregnancy thing was a little... I said, well, maybe she's starting to show. It looked like she had a little poof, you know. And it looked like she had like a kimono, like a short kimono. And she had it closed up. Okay, cool. I said, so maybe she actually starting to show something. So while they there partying again, they having a good time, honey. The dollars is all over the floor and the men's all baby oiled and, you know, they all doing what they do, you know. Well, in the conversation, Bay ends up telling Jada that Tati and Teddy are hanging out now, that they messing around. So, of course, in Jada's mind, she goes all the way back to Miami and says, oh, they must have been fucking around since Miami. And that's why I got fired. Because I was coming at Tati, and that's why Teddy fired me, because he was defending his little chick of the week. I don't know how she made that leap, but she did. So then she, you know, excuse me. So then she gets smart with, you know, she said something to Tati about it, and oh my goodness, I'm sorry, these men are walking around butt naked. I'm sorry, y'all, because it's playing in the background. Anyway, so she approaches Tati about it, you know, and Tati was like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, well, I mean, you know, you messing with Teddy, I guess that's why I got fired, you know, but you better watch your back, because, you know, when the next bitch come around, he'll fire you too. Tati was like, what? Excuse me? She was like, that's not why I got fired. That's not why you got fired. You got fired because you're not good at your job. So I'm not really worried about that. So, of course, the two of them end up getting into an argument. They end up going back and forth. Now, Tati ends up going after Jada. First of all, she didn't mean it. You know, I tell people all the time, because y'all know I'm an educator. And in my younger days when I was in the classroom, I used to tell my students all the time, now, if you do something, you better mean it. You hit somebody, you better mean it. You start a fight, you better mean it. Right? I could always tell the difference in the kids who was really trying to fight and the kids who just was trying to look like they was trying to fight, because they ain't really do nothing. They did a whole lot of talking. Now, Tati, you know good and damn well that security is there. She gonna get up on the pool table and take a running leap. Like, security was really gonna let her jump on Jada, pregnant or not. You really knew that they was gonna catch you and stop you. Like, come on. Because it was almost like in slow motion. It was like, you ready? Are you in position? Okay, I'm gonna jump now. You gonna catch me? Like, come on, Tati, you know good and damn well that wasn't about to pop off. Especially since she's supposed to be pregnant. And I don't know if she's pregnant or not. But neither here nor there, she told us she's pregnant. So it's not like they were, I mean, if they weren't going to let you get to her before, they damn sure ain't going to let you get to her now. So that's where that whole scene done ended up. And, you know, they done put Tati out. It was a mess because it really was stupid. It was really unnecessary. So last but not least, we see where Caesar took the fellas to an art gallery. He said, you know, I'm really trying to look at other ways I can invest my money. I'm trying to do what the 1%ers doing. The 1%ers, they buy art. They invest their money in art. He said, so, you know, that's what I want to start doing. I want to start investing my money in art. And so they're at the gallery, and, you know, Caesar called himself breaking down abstract art and what it is and what it isn't. And they were looking at him like, whatever YouTube tutorial that you looked at to come up with this, go find another one, because what you saying don't make no sense. And then Miss Kitty shows up. Miss Kitty shows up, honey, and she's got on her shades, and she's got her blonde on, and she's got her face beaten. She's like, I know I look good, but I ain't come here for compliments. I came here for an apology. So Caesar had invited her to the art gallery. And, you know, Caesar's one of those people that can't say I'm sorry, right? He talked all around it. He said, you know, I was wrong for doing what I did. You know, I shouldn't have talked to you that way. I was upset with Donna, and I let that carry over. I felt like you was taking Donna's side, and so, you know, I shouldn't have done that. Kitty said, that's all well and fine, but you need to actually say the words, I'm sorry. And he did, but my thing is, why she had to tell you to say it? You knew that you should have said, I'm sorry. You knew that's where that was going. You knew that was the only acceptable statement to make is, I am sorry in that moment. But she did. I mean, he did. He eventually did say he was sorry. And so, you know, they get to looking at art. Kitty said, all right, let's find some pieces. Let's find some art to buy. Next thing you know, we hear this screaming outside. Teddy, get your ass out here. Teddy, get the fuck out here. It's damn Jada outside now. In this scene, her stomach is showing. And it's flat. I mean, it's as flat as it's been. And I'm thinking, okay, so she didn't have a baby bump in the last scene? Or did they film it out of order? And the first scene was filmed with her not having the baby bump. But then by the time they filmed the second scene, she had a baby bump. So she had to cover it up. But I don't know. Because it was crazy to me. But she's out front. And of course, Teddy is like, well, what the hell? Does she have a GPS on my dick? Like, how she even know I was here? Well, come to find out, Kitty had mentioned it. She said, you know, I just mentioned it in passing, you know, that I was going to be at the art gallery, but it wasn't an invitation. So she's cussing Teddy. So they come out there, and Teddy is like, yo, you are a stalker. What the fuck is wrong with you? He said, you know, last time I saw Jada, we were up at the, you know, we were at the little team building, and I thought we was cool. We had the whole kumbaya moment. Like, what is going on? Well, come to find out, she called herself, I guess, confronting him. Like, I know you've been fucking with Tati, and that's why I lost my job, and that's fucked up, da 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 da. And then she proceeds to pour paint on his car. And all of them, not one of them walked over there to try to stop her. They let her do it, and they are standing there like they are all in shock, like. And it's not that real paint. It's that old, like kindergarten paint that washes off. Like, all he got to do is run his car through the car wash. He'd be all right. But it was just the point, like, Jada, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all, that was Black Ink. Because that's where it ended. With Jada walking off, cussing, you know, calling him a bird and all this other stuff. That's where it ended. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Peace.